Hey there everyone, Luke here. Now before I talk about the video this week, just want to say a couple of things. Number one, hopefully next week we'll have another Control Chaos Progression Series Yu-Gi-Oh video, so look forward to that. But number two is that we're finally at some point, like in the near future, because I'm reading Berserk at the moment, because me, like we said on Twitch, me and Alba, we've made a deal. Like, if I read Berserk, if I get caught up with Berserk, he's going to get caught up with Mission Yozakura family. And then after that, hopefully me, him and Vex will be doing like a Mission Yozakura versus Spy X family video. That is something that we've been really looking forward to. Vex pretty sure is looking forward to doing that and just talking about why people have basically just overhyped Spy X family to the nth degree, and hopefully Anna will see what we mean by why we believe Mission Yozakura is better than Spy X family. And I seriously believe this all stems from what Super Patrol said that one time about it. But yeah, that's all I want to say on the front. But for now, we're going to be talking about the chapter, because there's something in this chapter that basically throws my theory last week completely out of the water. Also, I apologise for the lighting there. I forgot to put like the settings on what I normally use. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're back to normal now. We're back in the normality. So this will be chapter 180, titled "Friends." I mean, I'll be friends with any character in this series. I mean, if they want me to, but. Hey yo, no, I'm just kidding. This is a reference to how Lando is. Oh my god. Wait, let me have a look at his name. Lando. Yeah. Oh my god. I could make so many Star Wars jokes right now just based on that name, but I'm not going to. But yeah, this is basically the chapter where Lando sort of like begrudgingly accepts Alpha as a friend, quote unquote, but it's more a case of like a friendship, like a quote unquote friendship Reen has with Koricho. That's basically the kind of friendship they're getting at here. But anyway, so the chapter starts off with in a flashback where Fruta was just like, "Okay, you two, this is your schedule, and the curriculum will help you to grow to the best of your ability." And they're both just equally excited. It's like, Auntie Fruta is giving us the curriculum. This is going to be the best thing ever. And we immediately cut to one of the classes where it's basically history, and the teacher is going, "And so the history will tell you the civil." I can just imagine the teacher is just doing it like just the biggest monotone voice you can think of, like. "And so the history will tell you, the Civil War was averted." Because, well, Alpha is the one going like, okay, yeah, this is very interesting. I'm going to use my computer line. Very interesting. Got to study good. Here, Fumi is just basically like, ugh. "Auntie Fuba said this would help us grow big and be our best. Why do we have to do this? Why?" And Alpha just gets really pissed off at this point. It's just like, "Here, Fumi, you were the one who promised Auntie Fuba, but you weren't tired, and you were the one who was all eager to be part of this mission and get as strong as you want. So yeah, this is kind of like what you wanted. So you are gonna pay attention to this. You're not gonna be falling asleep." But she's just like, basically being just like a whiny brat here. Just like, or a typical school kid. I've just been like, "Oh, I don't want to do this. Hey, history is boring and hard," which sometimes it can be, but other times it can be very fascinating, Hirofumi. I mean, once you get to be a bit older, oh my god, I can just imagine that being the case when Hirofumi gets to be like the ages of the Yozakura kids, when they're like way older and she's like in her 20s, and just be like, "Okay, so I've been always fascinated by history. I'm gonna tell you the history of our family." And then Alpha comes in, and it's just like, when we were in the academy, you were saying history was boring. It's just gonna be like, shut up. This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be. I can just imagine just the timing of that being just so perfect. But for now, she's typically kid of just like, this is boring, I want to learn fighting. She's basically being an action tard here, of just being like, yeah, I'm going to ignore all this stuff, it's completely boring, let's get to some fighting here, when she needs to realise exactly what she is that she's fighting for. They go on to say that, Futaba mentioned holistic learning, both mind and body. Book learning is important too. But of course, Hiyofumi was just like, oh, Alpha, forget about all that. You just do the studying for me and everything. Kind of like, just stop drooling it. And of course, if Alpha does have it bad with his sister, he has to deal with Lando just being a typical bratty bully, of just being like, I'm going to throw the erasers at the back of Alpha because I don't like him. And Nemo's just like just quit Lando. And Alpha is just like, at this point, just being like, what was that kid's name? Lando? Oh yeah, why? But seriously, why would we have to stuck in the same class? This actually sucks. And yeah, Alpha, you really shouldn't have said in the last chapter, like, I hope I never see you again, because you know at that point you're gonna see them again, and in the worst possible scenario of being like the classmate that you just be like, yeah, just get out of my face. I don't want to poke with you as much as I have to poke with you now. But Alpha gets an idea inside. It's like, okay, so if you're gonna throw the erasers at me, I'm going to turn the tables on you and going to use my watch to throw every last bit of them back at you at supersonic speed. But as Alpha does this, within a blink of an eye, 1 minute Lando's there, and then the second he's gone, and he's in a different position to where he was. And Lando, being the cocky, arrogant brat that he is, it's just been, so where were you aiming, huh? Well, considering I am a silver rank spy at this moment, lightning Lando with my speed, your little toy watch is so slow, it's practically broken. Okay, so this is quite interesting that Lando, being this smug ass this smug ass kid, is actually already not only has his bronze rank license, but his silver rank license. Although, no, it's probably true, like, because only someone as cocky and arrogant and confident as that would would just brag about them being a silver rank spy, because yeah, somebody that young to have a silver rank spy would have that massive ego. So I can believe that he's a silver rank spy, and by extension that would probably mean that Nemo is a silver rank spy as well. I mean, we don't get her ranking at this point in this chapter, but it's very safe to say that they are silver rank spies. But very interesting, like, Koricho, because we find out later that Lando is six, and I think Koricho got his silver rank license when he was 12. So the fact that Lando got his silver rank license before Koricho did, that is just incredibly impressive, even for someone as smug, arrogant as Lando. But yeah, Alpha at this point is just like, wait a sec, oh my god, he's right, he moves faster than my watch could track. And Nemo just comes in and just like, really? Seriously? You're using the Lightning Lando nickname? And Lando's just like, oh, shut up, you don't get how awesome that really is. That is an awesome name. I'm like, no, it isn't, Lando. It's just, it's a stupid nickname. And as he gets up in Alpha's personal space, he's like, oh, so this kid is actually Taiyo Yozakura's son, because remember, Taiyo has actually taken on the Yozakura family now, so it's no longer Taiyo Asano, it's Taiyo Yozakura now. And Alpha is just bamboozled about, like, wait a second. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm Taiyo Yozakura's son, but how did you? He's given the face of just like, how does Alpha know? It's like, how does Lando know? It's like, Alpha, it's not really a secret. Everybody kind of already can figure it out that you were Taiyo's son. But that's besides the point. And the point escalates even further when it turns out that Lando is actually just a Taiyo fanboy. Yeah, don't know if you're going to be as a bigger fanboy as his wife, but when you have his image on your lock screen on your phone device, whatever. Yeah, I think you're safe to say that you are a big fanboy of the main character. And at this point, he is just like completely. Lando is just like, what? How did you get? Like, put that away! Put that away! As we have Alpha and Heel for me going all white face of the. Oh my god, he really is a fanboy for our father. It's decorated and everything. And Nemo at this point is just being like, okay, if you're gonna be smug and cocky and arrogant, I'm going to embarrass you to the nth degree here by saying, he actually chased after him during a mission to take this phone, but he was too shy to, actually go up and say hi to his idol. He made a copy and turned it into a poster in his. Oh my god! Oh my god, he's doing the same thing that Hirofumi does with Alpha and Koricho does with Mutsumi and Mutsumi does with like, oh my god, like, I could just, yeah, he literally just has this whole wall plastered with time memorabilia, which, now I don't, is it funny that, is it crazy that I want to see a Lando versus Koricho match of like who's the bigger fanboy for Mutsumi and Tayo? I kind of actually want to see that now. And Nemo further starts to embarrass Lando by saying, "Oh, he looked up your classes so he could see if you would be fit to be Tayo's kids." And Lando's just like, "Stop telling him this crucial information that I want to keep a secret." But then he was just like, why didn't you just ask them to introduce Tayo to him and get his autograph? And this is where Lando's just like, stop it! And you said you wanted a selfie with the tail. And this is where Lando, at this point, is just being like, what is their reaction going to be as he turns to them? And whilst Hirofumi was just like, you like Papa, oh, that's so incredible. Alpha is just on the verge of just being like, is that like literally trying to hold back his laughter, because it's just like, after all the bullying he's been enduring from Lando from both this chapter and the last chapter, and now just seeing this like really fanboy geeking out for his father, yeah, it's very hard to keep a straight face after that. This is where we have. This is where we have a little bit of back and forth between Alpha and Lando. Says, really? I see. Where Alpha's just being like the smug, arrogant one now. You see, no wonder you kept bugging me so much, Lando. And I was just like, have some respect, because I have got my silver light license. I am 6, you are 4, you haven't got a license yet, Alpha, so you've got room to talk. Oh no, so this, wait, is this... no, I think this is Alpha still saying, yeah, sure, and basically not believing Lando. He's like, I am 6, you are 4. Although, yeah, he probably is older than them two. But Alpha's just been like, well, later on, I'm having a chat with Papa, so are you interested? And whilst Lando clearly wants to have a video chat with Tayo, he's just like, if I have to do it with this dweeb with Alpha, no way is that actually going to happen. But of course, it actually happens, where we have Alpha being like, well, here's my father, Lando, and Dad, this is... and as he's trying to introduce Lando, he still can't get over the fact that Lando has a nickname, Lightning Lando. So it's just like, so this is Lightning... Lando, he's a fan of yours. Like, just again, clearly holding back his laughter. But Lando at this point is just too big. Like, it's just like, I'm meeting my hero. I kind of don't know what to say here. Like, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Tayo, sir. As Tayo's just like, I think I recognise it. So, first time in a couple of chances we've actually get to see Tayo in this. Tayo and Mutsumi in the show. So quite nice that we spent a bit of time away from them, but it's always nice that that they're still relevant to the story, and they're still being like, okay, yeah, they're still gonna be here, but it's mainly gonna be focused on Alpha and Hifumi for the time being. I don't get that. Like, some people are just like finding this whole academy arc to be incredibly boring, but personally, I'm not bored in the slightest. It's great to have again the reintroductions of the siblings and find out the dynamic between Alpha, Hifumi, and what their whole relationship between the siblings and all the people that they're going to meet. So it's very interesting to me personally that we're expanding beyond just Tayo and Mutsumi and Koricho as well, because mainly more Tayo and Koricho, because if I had to pick the two key main characters of the series, it would definitely be those two. I mean, Musumi's the main character, but really, Tayo and Koricho both equally share the main character role. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that about the series, but it's very clear that who the author sees as the two most important characters of the series. Aside from Tayo and Mutsumi, the most important couple, but the two most important characters are obviously Tayo and Koricho. So continuing on, Tayo says over the video call, just like, aren't you the one who the president said is the association's most promising recruit? So this basically throws out the theory that Kai is the son of Lando. And we're actually gonna throw out the theory. We find a chapter that what the nature of Lando's parents are. So basically, we could throw Rin out of the fact that she is Lando's mother. So basically, Kai and Rin are not Lando's parents. That's theory that's thrown completely out the window. But continuing on, Lando again is just too flabbergasted. So really, it's an honour, sir. As Hifumi makes the observation, like, oh, did he make that shirt that basically has my dad's face on it and his name? And Nemo's just like, yeah, he did. He's that big of a fanboy. He'll make clothing dedicated to his hero. But Tayo completely misses the situation here. Just like, it's nice that you've made a great friend, Alpha. And Alpha at this point is just like, yeah, Dad, yeah, he's great, despite the fact he badmouthed Hifumi like crazy, and he spent the whole morning, all classes, picking on your beloved son here, and Lando's just getting basically the mail is just like, oh my god, the son of my hero was bad-mouthing me, but I get about my hero, about the bad things that I did to him. Like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna be like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you anymore? Is that gonna happen right now? Like, just his head is probably exploding with all these questions right now. Just be like, no, stop it, Lando. I was just joking. That wasn't the deal. This wasn't the deal here. Yeah, how isn't it? And Alpha's just like, oh, how isn't it? I'm saying all this as a friend, of course. But we get a flashback of what the situation is going on between us. It's like, please, to make it easier, pretend to be my friend. Like, Lando is basically begging at this point. It's just like, okay, yeah. We're gonna meet. Like, just pretend you're my friend. Like, I know I bullied you in class, but at this point, you're just gonna pretend to be my friend. And Alpha just has the upper hand of just like, oh yeah, I can pretend to be your friend, but I'm still gonna tell my dad all the things he said to me. And as they carry on, Alpha says, as he's still trying to hold back his laughter, I am not mad that you haven't said sorry for picking on us. Why would I, since we're friends? And Lando at this point is just doing like the traditional when any anime character knows they've done something bad and they're just scraping their head at the floor, just being like, I'm sorry, really, I beg your forgiveness. Like the scene, perfect example is the scene in the Konosuba movie where Kazuto and the group go to Megumi's house, and Megumi's parents are just being there, just being like, our daughter's told you about things that you've been doing. What's the nature of that? And Kazuto's just there on the floor and just being like, I'm sorry for everything that I did to your daughter. That's kind of the thing that Lando is doing right here. As Tao's just like, oh, now I'm very nervous as well. It's not like I have amazing powers. Basically, Tao's being a bit too humble, just like, I don't have amazing powers or have done anything big. Tao, you've helped taken down the biggest threat to the Yozakura family at the moment. You've basically helps prevent Mutsumi from getting captured by Tampopo, you have a blooming that not a lot of people have in this series. You're one of an exclusive group to have a blooming, and you're working hard to try and take down the biggest ultimate threat to the Yozakura family. I think you deserve you deserve to give yourself a little bit more credit than you are right now. Granted, you have helped out with the Yozakura siblings, but even the Yozakuras, Kiricho, who hates your guts, still acknowledges your power. So I think you could be a little bit more. You can have a little bit more of an ego, not too much, but you can still have that little bit of an ego of just like, I do have some incredible feats, but at the same time, I'm not all that special. Like, have something like that, Tayo, but it's nice to see that Tayo, despite everything he's been through, all he's achieved up to this point in the series, and all the accomplishments he's had, he's still very humble and still being like, look, my powers are nothing special, and this is my first time I've actually met someone that I'm looking up to. So yeah, at this point, Tao doesn't know how to begin. Like, it's very rare that he actually gets someone looking up to him that's outside of the family, that's not trying to tear at his house like Kiricho's doing. So he's kind of in this weird position of like, I don't know what to make of this situation. It's not a feeling that I'm used to, but I'm gonna enjoy it as it is. And Lando is just like, no, you are amazing, super, extra, incredible, amazing. The president told me the story. He said that my parents sold me when I was a baby. So yeah, pretty much throwing out the idea that Rin is Lando's mother, because there is no way in hell that Rin would do something this cold-hearted and heartless to her son. Like, much as we've not seen Rin after a certain point in the series, yeah, I don't see her being so cold-eyed. Like, she could have done this perfectly to Ai, but no, she put her in the care of the Yozakura sibling, of the Yozakura family. And Tao was the one who actually rescued them on a different mission and freed them all. So Tao wasn't even trying to save them, but he felt like, okay, this is a side mission right now. I've gotta do this because these are kids and I've got to get them out of here. Obviously being a dad himself at this point, because this was 3 years ago and he was already a dad. So yeah, he was getting those kids out of there, even if it wasn't part of his mission. But at the same time, this might actually be part of Asa's plan, because I said this to Party Jams in Discord that Asa's dad, Lando's dad, or Lando's mother and father probably sold Lando to Asa as part of an experiment to kind of lure the Yozakuras and kind of get Lando to befriend the Yozakuras, to kind of like test them to see how strong Yozakuras are and if they're actually at the stage where Asa can finally make his move. That's probably a bit too far-fetched, but knowing Asa, it's probably something he would actually do. But anyway, continuing on, Lando feels like he owes his life to Tao, because if it wasn't for him, he'd probably still be in the situation that he was when he was sold by his parents. And Hirofumi, it's just like, I get just being like, oh, that's cool, Papa, as Alpha's just being like, okay, so what happened? And Tao goes on to explain and saying, is this about the airport mission 3 years ago, Lando? Because I ignored the mission and did it off my own thing. It wasn't anything praiseworthy. But Lando's just like, no, it was. I got sold. I was bored. The only grown-ups I knew were trash. You were the first real cool adult when that came in, rescued us, and basically the first adult I could actually trust. You're a normal person. You don't rely on big talents or bloodlines, yet you still got tons of cool stuff. As a gold rank spy, I want to be like you one day. So this pretty much confirms in the chapter that Tao is gold rank. I mean, we all could have seen this coming, that Tao would be a gold rank spy at this point, but at the same time, it was something that a lot of us would have liked to have seen, like how Tao actually became a gold rank. And we might get that in a flashback. We might get a flashback arc of how Tao actually became a gold rank spy, or we might actually get Tao being because Lando's a silver rank spy. Tao might actually be the gold rank spy examiner and actually explain to Lando, okay, this is what I had to go through to get a gold rank license. This is what you have to do, the exact same thing. So we might still get the gold rank exam arc, but it might be with Lando instead of Tao, because I feel like the author was probably looking at it and thinking like, yeah, a lot of people want to see Tao get the gold rank spy, but I don't want to repeat myself. I don't want to go through the same notions of Tao going through another license exam training, license exam gaining arc. So he'll probably save that for Lando for when he gets his gold rank spy. And obviously Tao is going to be involved. Like, Tao's probably going to be the final obstacle that Lando has to overcome in order to get his gold rank spy. Similar to what Karicho was with Tao when getting his silver rank spy. Like, Tao looks up to Karicho, but at the same time, Karicho was not going to make it easy for him, and he certainly didn't. He had to prove himself to himself, but also not just to Karicho, but also to himself, that he was capable of being a silver rank spy. In the same way, I feel like Tao's going to treat the same thing with Lando. Like, Lando, you have to prove to not just me, but yourself that you are worthy of being a gold rank spy. And Lando follows this up by saying, like, okay, so could you adopt me so that I could be a more fitting son to you than these dweebs? And Alpha gives like an incredibly Karicho-like stare here of just being like, yeah, could you not give that creepy request to my father? And this is where they get into another back and forth as Lando's just like, shut up, I can't stand you privileged kids with your cushy lives. Tao's mine. I won't let you be his kids. And Alpha is just like, what does that even mean? Because you say that to my papa. The one that Musume was the one that birthed him, but get the point. The one that was indicative, one of the people that was indicative of me actually being here, and you want to take him away from me? No way in hell. What you're trying to say doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And Heelfin was just like, wait a second, I thought they were pretending to be friends here, and Nemo's just like, yeah, but they're dumb. They've probably forgotten at this point. No, they're not dumb. They're just being idiotic. And they continue fighting as Lando saying, like, don't get a big head just because you've got a big brain, doofy hair. And Alpha's just like, I inherited my circulars from Papa. Basically, you're insulting my father, the guy that you look up to, by insulting my hair. So, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna make your hair like this right now? You dumb mohawk head. Yeah, he has a. I mean, I would prefer if it was more like a mohawk like that, but I guess it's sort of like a mohawk. But anyway, besides what. Tao's just like, okay, now you two, calm down here. Thanks to my job, Alpha and Hiyofumi never got a chance to make friends. I'm not good at making friends either, so I couldn't give them advice. But here you two are, Lando and Nemo. Alpha's made friends with someone he can really cut loose with and just be himself. He doesn't have to hold back or anything. He doesn't have to hold back with me. Mutes me. Hiyofumi, he could just be his natural self here. Lando, Nemo, Alpha and Hiyofumi, they're both a little different, but they both obviously take after their mother. Well, they take after you as well, Tayo. So stop cutting yourself short here. But he goes on to say, I don't mean to be presumptuous here, but I hope that you lot can all become great friends here. As Nemo is just like, yeah, sure, thanks. Yeah, I guess we can be friends. Thanks for letting me be friends with them. As Lando is just like, oh, I'm so sorry. As everyone is just like, wait a second, he's crying? Why? Why? The question, like, he's crying? What for? As Lando goes on and says, it was all a lie. I just wanted to talk to you. I begged him to pretend to be my friend. And everyone is just like, and he can't handle the guilt, so he's spilling the beans. Nemo is the one saying it's like, that's typical Lando. He can't hold in the guilt. Once he has the guilt, it's going to overblow. And Alpha is just like, this kid that really has no mental strength. He needs some training to get that mental strength back up. Tao is just like, Alpha, what's wrong with Lando? And Alpha obviously pretending for Tao's sake of just being like, yeah, I don't really know now. First he's mad, then he's so sad, he's funny, and Nemo's just like, oh, give it 3 days, he'll get over it, he'll get old. As Lando gives his declaration of just like, okay, don't get me wrong, Alpha, I'll never accept a dweeb like you as Tao's son. You're gonna have to! You are gonna have to, because whether you like it or not, he is Tao's biological son. You can't take that away from him. But he says, but Tails' orders are absolute. I can't disobey him. What are you? Are you Are you Ayaka? Which, by the way, we're going to see those two in a minute, which I've just been really giddy and excited about. He goes on and says, as he's begrudgingly being like, let's be friends, but he's obviously thinking like, I'm going to do everything in my power to make Tyro accept me as his son and get rid of you. As Alpha's just being like, yeah, this is not what you say when you want to be friends. As at this point, Lando is just completely out of it right now. Everything has just basically been like, I am done here. I need to relax. As Nemo drags him away. But yeah, Lando's just being like, oh. We're going to be great friends, all right, best friends, practically brothers. And at this point, we actually do get to see like I said, we get to see two characters that I honestly thought we weren't going to see until much later on in the arc. Where, well, excuse me. Pardon me for that, but just go along with it. But yeah, we get to see the two characters that I thought we weren't going to see until they actually arrive with Taiyo and Mutsumi. We get to see Ai and Ayaka, so we get to see their post-time skip decides here, as we have Ai basically saying, Taiyo, what you're talking with Hiyofumi and Alpha? Why didn't you tell me? That's right, you should have told us. I'm sorry, I was just about to like basically having a back and forth between Ai and Taiyo over the video phone. As we see, Ai hasn't really changed all that much. I mean, she's grown a little bit, and she has her adult teeth now, which is basically what the caption is. And she has dungarees now. Like, dungarees are always cool. People do like their dungarees, and I love the fact that even with the dungarees, she still has like a paw print on it, to indicative of a chimera dog like abilities that she has. And Ayaka has grown her hair out, because before it was like short, now she's growing out and got it in a braid. As they're both completely upset that Alpha and Hiyofumi have gone away so suddenly, and they're both obviously missing them. I want to see more of the sibling dynamic between Alpha, Hiyofumi, and Ai, because at this point, Ai is basically Taiyo Mutsumi's adopted child at this point, and of course, Ayaka is just completely embroiled by Hiyofumi and Alpha because they're Taiyo Mutsumi's children, and I really wish we had gotten a chance where when we got a chance where Mutsumi was pregnant and Ayaka was just like, I'll be your baby for a whole day, Miss Mutsumi. I really wish we had gotten that, because you know that Ayaka would do something like that. But anyway, they go out. Alpha goes on and says like, oh, I'm sorry, Ayaka, things happen and we had to leave, but you'll all be coming over soon, so don't worry. But even though it's been only one day, they miss them immensely right now. Like typical family relations. It's only been one day, and you can't go on living without us. As we have Taiyo and Mutsumi treating Ayaka and Ai as the children, just being like, paying them and stroking their heads up, just being like, oh, it's been hard keeping these two from swimming out to see you. And Ty was just like, oh, that's good, Mutsumi. And they start questioning Alpha and Hiyofumi, which is like, okay, so how was classes here? And they're just like, yeah, we're having fun, but Hiyofumi keeps nodding off, and Hiyofumi's just like, I hate sitting still, it's boring. Which, by the way, when Shinzo turns up, Hiyofumi's gonna have a blast, pun very much intended, because she's gonna be like just bamboozled by Shinzo's weapons tech, and Shinzo's gonna probably be like the awkward one, just be like, I don't really know how to be an uncle at this point. What do uncles do? And Hiyofumi's gonna take advantage of that question, but at the same time, Nano's probably going to be the one to teach her of just how much fun study can be, because he's the scientist, he's the mad doctor scientist, and she's going to be like, how long does this experiment take? It's so boring, Wing. And Nano's going to be like, patience, Hiyofumi. Science takes patience. And she's going to be like, I don't want patience, I want action. And he's going to be, okay, so if you want action, how about this? And just basically blow up something. That's probably what's going to be the reaction between Hiyofumi and Nanano. But yeah, they go on and say, Tayo goes on and says, I'm sure you do. So how about this then? Can we ask you two to do us a favour? We've heard that two more of our siblings just arrived there, but apparently they're having a bit of an argument. Could you stop them? As we find out that the two siblings are Shion and Keigo. Makes perfect sense that them two are showing up because they activate their bloomings together, so it makes perfect sense that they show up. They've always had this kind of like fun dynamic between the two of them, and it was kind of foreshadowed in the last chapter where we had at the end of the chapter we had basically the interaction between Alpha and Hiyofumi with Futaba reminding her of Keigo and Shion. So yeah, it was kind of foreshadowed that those two were going to be the ones to come back next. And it'll be amazing to see what kind of argument they have, because they go on and say, "What, you're challenging me? You're odd, huh? You think you could beat me?" And I love Keigo's post time skip design. It basically looks like his cat clothing's basically been woven into each other. So like he's literally got a tail that's like basically woven into his clothes permanently now. Looks more like a tracksuit than what we've seen before of his design. I mean, his hair his hair doesn't look any different. And Shion, and oh my god, I've just noticed Shion's the back of Shion's hair. The back of Shion's jacket has her silhouette, or the face of her silhouette on there. So yeah, really good chapter here, finding out what the dynamics going to be between Alpha and Lando in this chapter, and how they're going to be more like frenemies at this point. Like Lando's being like, I don't like you, Alpha, but you're. I don't accept you as Tayo's son, but I have to set you up as Tayo's son, and that just pissed me off here. Now, like I said, the question is, what kind of argument Keigo and Shion had that warranted Alpha and Hiyofumi to be like, okay, now you two have to settle this argument between your aunt and uncle. That's going to be a fun dynamic, and I feel like it's going to. I feel like with Futaba and Koricho, there's going to be the next chapter is going to be build up to Alpha and Hiyofumi meeting Shion and Keigo, or it might happen halfway through the chapter, and we'll basically find out what the argument is at the end of the next chapter, and the chapter after that is the one that they actually resolve the argument. And I feel like Shion is going to bond more with Alpha because they're obviously tech people, whereas I feel like Hiyofumi might bond more with Keigo because of the fact that it'll be interesting to see Hiyofumi get some disguises and be able to incorporate that into a fighting style. But that's just me speculating. But for now, what did you think of this chapter, guys? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.